My father's wife tried to kick me out of her house. She immediately shut up when I told her I owned the house she lived in. My dad married a woman named Maria a year ago after dating for 4 years. My dad wanted to buy a larger house for them to live in, but couldn't afford it without selling the home he lived in at the time, a unique property he loved dearly. Although I now live abroad, I like the area he lives in, and my husband offered to buy a house there that my dad and Maria could live in. My dad agreed to this on the proviso that we not tell Maria that he didn't pay for the house. This made no difference to me, so I agreed. Their house is in my name, and they live there. I never planned to tell her. I recently returned to my home country and decided to stay with my dad for half my time there. The whole time, Maria made it clear I was an inconvenience, and that doing things with my dad annoyed her. But I'm not a confrontational person, and I don't react too much, so I let it go. However, 2 days before I was due to leave, she came into my room and saw that I had my dad's dog on the bed. This is a dog my dad has had since before he met Maria, and that I raised. Maria doesn't allow him to stay in her bed, which is fine, but I've always had him sleep in mine. She flipped out, saying this was the final straw, that she'd had enough of me disrespecting her in her own home, and I had to leave. I tried to de-escalate the situation, saying we should just wait for my dad and sit down and talk this out, but she was adamant that I had to leave, and that she had the authority to make me. After several minutes of me trying to explain to her that it was absurd of her to try and kick me out of my dad's house without talking to him, she said that what she said went, and since she married my dad, this is technically her house. I just chuckled and said since my name is on the deed, it's technically my house, but there's no need to get technical, we should just wait for my dad. She was shocked and left the room. When my dad returned, I told him what happened, and he went to speak to her. There was a shouting match, and she only talked to us when I left 2 days later. My dad is mad, I told her, which I get, but since then, I've also gotten texts from her kids saying I was the AH for telling her, and making her feel like a guest in the house. This isn't the case. She isn't a guest, she's a tenant, but so is my dad, and the only point I was trying to make was that she didn't have any business trying to kick me out of my father's house, let alone my property. I didn't take it there until she did. I may have left the ownership out and let my dad handle it.